Board games, board games is what I'm talking about. Board games, board games, I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this streaming with a little bit of singing. And over here it is Friday, which might make some people say hooray. But in a way, the days are meaningless. Ah, that is having considered that unless you have some work and a real weekend, which does not apply to me, my friend. But either way, it is Friday. Board games, I'm not gonna shout. So, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. This is episode 346. 345. I cannot read. That's the way it happens sometimes. 345 of Busy Beats and Board Game Blether. And hello, Robin. It is lovely to see you. I hope that you're generally well. I hope that you're living a good life. I hope that there is some joy in what you're doing. And I hope, hello, friend. Today, it's his Friendly Friday Forum. As always on a Friday, it is partially about you. I've got a wee bits of poetry that I'll read out. It might not be the last thing. Maybe I'll play a game. I'd love you to play along. Maybe I'll sing performing a new song. As always on a Friday, it's also about you. I am really quite interested in all the things you do. How are you? I hope you're well. If not, please know you can share and tell. How was your week? Any highlights, lessons learned, gaming delights? What are you looking forward to? What are the things you're trying to do? We might get into a deep discussion, but we'll dip out again for silly action. And if you're cool, you can join me on camera. Even if briefly, jump in, jump out, please don't shout, and mute yourself if you're making much noise when you're not chatting. Respectful questions and comments are a go. Feel free to be silly for the entire show. And yeah, that is what's going to happen. That's what happens every Friday. And yes, 100%. I am going to be making this a shorter episode than normal on a Friday. I'm going to try and make the next few episodes for the next week a bit shorter for personal reasons. Basically, I am in my current location for about 1 week more, and so I'm going to try and maximize what I can do here. But lots of love to everyone. And hello, Alex. It is lovely to see you. I hope you are generally well. And Robin, who says their dog is recovering nicely after surgery. That is such a good thing to hear. And as I said, if you want to jump in, jump out, as long as you don't shout, it's all good. So that is the link that you should follow. Hello, Robin. Why do I call you Robin? I know that Rob Harper, Rob. I'm actually, what is your full name? Rob. I don't know is it Rob? Is your full name actually Rob? I don't know your full name. Huh. I just realised that. I know that the other Rob Harris, their full name is Robin. So I'm curious now, what's his? Roberto? It could be, it could be Roberts. It could be Robobob. It's probably not, but anyway. We've got all the Robs today. Robertino Fine. No seriousness, you don't have to say, but lots of love to all the people. It is lovely to see you. And let's crack on with what we always chat about, which is recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights. So recent highlights from the last week. You know what? Normally I do this for myself just from the last day, but let's expand it to be like the last week. What were some of your highlights from the last week? And We've already heard about Robin's dog that had surgery but is recovering well, so that's fantastic. For me, I think that in terms of games played, I actually really enjoyed trying a few games of this with Rita Moodle, and got it in front of the parents last night, but they were too tired to play. So after the explanation, I was like, you know what, I'm too tired, said parents number 2. And so, yeah, we are going to play maybe today in the afternoon. I had a nice walk. I've been, cooking with parent number 2 and then learning how to make Horeshte Game, which was lovely. Also, there's been some jokes which I might get into, which have been submitted as part of a competition that I'm running. And yeah, checking out a few new games on thing. Just generally, it's been nice and sunny and generally warm here. I might even take off this jumper. That is how warm it is, that I might take off this jumper. If anyone else has any other recent highlights, then please feel free to share. I am... What was it this week that I played Friday? I'm fairly sure it was. Yeah, I think I played that on Monday. That was a good game. I played Horrible Abominations. That was an alright game. It was... had a lot more success with it when we went to the simple mode. The default mode was just a bit too much for both my parents, I'm going to say. But yeah, there's a lot of tabulation, a lot of counting, and do you need that in such a random game? That is my thoughts on that one. What else? Oh yeah, I've had a wee read of Alice in Wonderland. And I finished the book of Alice in Wonderland. I started Alice's Adventures Through the Looking Glass, and it's interesting how, for example, the Hatter and the March Hare, the Hatter in the book is never referred to as a Mad Hatter, but in pretty much so much of the media and so many of the adaptations, the Hatter is then referred to as the Mad Hatter. And I'm showing off this cover, so I think I should comment on this cover. Well, here we go. It's got this label, which I'm actually going to take off for the first time after having bought it many, many years ago, if it can still come off okay. It is a wonderful drawing of Alice, what's her name, that the book was the eponymous hero of the book. There we go. And there's so Alice, you can see it's part of this BBC Big Reads. Let's look at this. It was bought at a very cheap price at FOP. It is obviously out of copyrights, but this is a lovely illustration with nice typography going on that's suitable for the slightly older formats of the book. Yeah, it's a decent cover, nicely painted. And every Rob gets... Every Rob gets one laughed, as it's a ha per Rob. Oh man. Just one. That is, yeah. Wow. Okay, give yourself 50 points. Give yourself 50 points, Alex. And hello to me. It is lovely to see you. I hope you are generally well. And we are just talking about recent highlights. What have been some of the things that you've been reading? What are some of the things that you've been doing? This is just, chit-chatting. And if anyone... Where's my actual glass with all my... Oh, there it is. There's my glass with all the things. You know what? I'm probably going to have a special episode, not this Friday, not next Friday, but maybe the Friday afterwards, where I just do all of these things. Because it feels like it was a nice idea, but people haven't really engaged with it much recently. So I think that I'm going to maybe do all of these in one epic stream, and then, yeah, probably turn the ones that I actually enjoy doing into some sort of channel point rewards, by which I mean the Bezzy Bone. I know it's not technically channel. You know what I mean, like you still got the shop and everything. But that is recent highlights. If you have anything else to put forward, then please go for it. Let's move on to the questionably quick questions. If you have anything to ask me, whether it's board game design related, whether it's completely silly and surreal, whether it's a little bit more philosophical. Feel free to get in your questions right now. This is me, doing the thing, miming a bit of typing. And if you don't enjoy typing, then again, there is a link that should be available on YouTube or Twitter. And if you want to join me, then as long as I know who you are, you can join me. It's all good. As long as there's some trust, that's what it's all about. Because this is what this stream is all about, to my mind. It's all about building up that connection between the people. It's like, okay, I know you, you know me. In a sense, we know each other vaguely. There's it's not like we've spent hours together. And for sure, when someone comes onto the show and then I chat with them for a couple of hours, I get to know them better than someone who's in the audience. But, there's kind of a sense of, okay, how does this person react? You know what I mean? And the first question will be quick questions that I always like to ask myself is, where am I? What time is it? And I am in the Midlands of Scotland, and it is 10:12 a.m. Robin asks, what's a genre of board game that you've almost never seen that you think there should be more of? Games involving literally burning things. I like games that involve candles. I'm specifically thinking about, I think it's called Waldschattenspiel, Shadows in the Forest. So this, let me actually see if I can bring this Waldschattenspiel board game. There we go. This is a lovely, lovely board game. You basically light a candle, and then the places where there's a shadow, so the candle moves on specific places on the board, I think, and then there's little gnomes. The little gnomes have to hide from the candle, and then anywhere which is cast into shadow, it's a safe hiding space. And the gnomes it's a one against many game. So one person controls the candle, lots of people control the gnomes. But then the gnomes are kind of also their own players. But it's a beautiful idea. I've also heard of, although not seen, games in which you've got like little fuses, like you've got little wicks, and then you're burning things, and then it's going into the middle, and it's kind of trying to work out how to make this path. I know there's something unsettling about destruction and the fact that maybe you have to destroy a game as parts of playing it, the whole idea of, legacy games. I'm not entirely comfortable with that, but I think it is just such a nice game. And so, here are some pictures that I am able to show you. Also released by Think Fun as Shadows in the Forest. So this was there we go. That's Shadows in the Forest. That looks like I can't tell whether that looks like the redesign. That looks like the original, maybe. There's Shadows in the Forest, the redesign by Think Fun Games, and the LED lantern. I guess I also like games that are involving lights. That's quite cool, but I prefer the one with the actual proper candle that you have to light it up, and then there's a sense of, as I understand it's not quite as safe, but I think there's something quite nice about just having this candle in the middle of the board. And is this the one where one of you plays the murderer? No, it's pretty abstract. It's just Shadows in the Forest. Go and read up about it. You can, I don't know, probably find it on this. Just look it up on Board Game Geek, Shadows in the Forest, and learn more about it. it's very abstract. There's one person who's a candle trying to go around and find everyone else with the light. Other people are trying to not find them. Rob says there's the RPG 10 Candles, where you gradually extinguish candles as you play. That sounds really cool. 10 Candles RPG. I think I might have heard of this before. And looks like it's from Cavalry Games. It was recommended by Shut Up and Sit Down. It was an ENnie Award nominee for Products of the Year, Best Game-Based Rules. Wow. It's lots of awards there. And it costs apparently £10 to download the digital version. So if you've played that, do let me know how it got on. So yeah, thank you for reminding me of that, Rob. I've not checked it out, but that sounds really cool. I like things that could only be done by that particular medium. Do you know what I mean? And let me get rid of this. So I like comics that could only possibly be comics. I like video games that could only possibly be video games. I'm thinking specifically of shoot 'em ups, rhythm games. I mean, those, you couldn't have Super Aleste, you couldn't have Axelay, you couldn't have is it Ikaruga, the one where you're going between black and white? Am I getting the name wrong? Ikaruga, let me double check. Yeah, Ikaruga, the one where you're by, it's not a spiritual sequel to Radiant Silvergun. I've played both of them, they're so different. Anyway, so I'm not a big fan of Radiant Silvergun, but Ikaruga, but all of these games, they do something that only video games could do. Do you know what I mean? And with board games, I like it when board games focus on the interactions around the table, when they focus on the physical components, when there's something like Tifa Tashin that could only be a board game because of the negotiation. Without tooting my own horn, actually, yeah, I'm going to toot my own horn. Yogi, some people said, why don't you make it an app? And what? I mean, yeah, you could have the green cards, like the cards that's just say one finger touching nose, one finger touching ear, two hands touching, and then have a bit of a memory, but it's really about the physical presence of everyone, not to mention the cards that you've got to balance on your body. And to my mind, the cards that you've got to balance on your body are actually better in a lot of ways, because it's more clear when someone loses, they drop down. There's not the, oh, was your right hand above your left elbow? Like, is my right hand above my left elbow? It is, I think it is, because there's a slight upward slope, but it's hard to tell. Do you know what I'm saying? And then, but yeah, I'm proud of Yogi. I'm proud of Grapple. I'm proud of these things that could only be what they are. There's no way to turn Yogi into a book or a comic or a video game, to my mind. It would just take away from it. And like Shadows in the Forest, Waldschatzenspiel, I'm trying to think, yeah, TikTok Woodsman. That's something that could only be done with a dexterity game. Batik. I don't know if we ever played Batik, Rob, but you know, that's all about the gravity of the thing falling. And yes, you could have it as a video game theoretically, but it wouldn't have the same sense of joy to it. Something like, I mean, photosynthesis, it could be a board game, it could be a digital adaptation, sure. But like the Resistance, I mean, it could kind of be a video game, but you'd lose so much. And I think this is what I love about board games, when they actually incorporate the discussion at the table. Even Catan, when it's all about the trading, diplomacy, or like diplomacy actually works very well. That's a bad example. But you know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. I hope I'm not just talking randomly. And Rob hasn't played 10 Candles. Rob talks about another RPG where you burn parts of your character as you go along. That sounds interesting. And, oh, actually, maybe that is the same game. And that, Robin says, that makes me think of the official rolling ball game, Labyrinth. Labyrinth? The rolling ball game? I don't know this one. I know the Amazing Labyrinth. I know the one where you slide the puzzle pieces along, and that is great as a board game. Don't get me wrong. The board game, I would prefer, if something can equally be a board game and equally be a video game, of course I would prefer to play it in real life. If I'm going to play Connect 4, I would prefer to play it in real life. If I'm going to play Couple, I would prefer to play it in real life, even though I could imagine it working perfectly fine on Board Game Arena, for example. But I know the Amazing Labyrinth, which does work perfectly nicely as a digital adaptation, but I'm not of the physical rolling ball game Labyrinth. I don't know which one you mean. If you are able to give me a wee thing, then please let me know. And thank you very much for lurking. I do appreciate it. And yes, nestling in the shadows. TikTok Woodsman is the social. Oh, give yourself 50 points. Give yourself 50 points, Alex. TikTok. TikTok Woodsman, yeah. Okay. And so, anyway, but yeah, I hope that everything that I talked about actually makes sense. That there is this joy in all these things that only board games can do. If there's any other questions, then feel free to ask me questionably quick questions for the entire show. Otherwise, I'm going to talk about brilliant things. Brilliant things. What's a little thing which is brilliant? Talking about physicality, right? Talking about Board Game Arena, and I know that, because of Xate and, yeah. Oh, Robin, sorry if you whisper me or whisper someone else, that would be appreciated. I've set it up so that people can't whisper it to either myself or, that would be fine. So firstly, lots of love to Xate, who's working for Board Game Arena, and lots of love to Board Game Arena people. But it's not quite the same, is it? If I'm playing Pilos with you online, it's a good substitute. It allows me to play with you, even if you're far away. It allows me to play all these games, even though I don't need to buy them. And so there is definitely the advantage. But if I have the game, there's a joy in physically taking a piece and putting it down. Hello, Mike de Grief. I'm just talking about physicality. I hope that you're generally well. And let's say Corridor. I'm thinking of Corridor. That's the game I've got in my mind. So I'm picking up the piece here and then I'm putting it down over there. Like Friday, I could have played Friday as an app, right? I could have. But there's a joy in picking up these pieces and turning them around and getting them into the places that they should be and feeling the cards. I mean, I don't think they were even particularly good quality cards. Let me actually remind myself. Nah, they're not great quality cards. They've got enough of a card stock that I can't see through them. They're fit for function. They don't have any grain on them. I do like a little bit of a linen finish myself. I'm a fan of bicycle playing cards. I'm a fan of the card stock that I personally used for the second edition Wibble Plus Plus, now known as the L deck, as well as Kitty Cataclysm, where there's a bumpy, but like, just picking up that physical thing, like Corridor, going back to Pilos, where you've got the balls, even though it might work perfectly fine. Exactly. Let's get physical, and let's talk about books. I mean, I could read this book online, right? I'm sure that this is available for free online. And this wasn't an expensive book. I bought it literally for £1 back in the day. But there's a joy in not having a light shining into your face. Even if you're on a Kindle, there's a joy in being able to smell the book, in being able to turn the page, in being able to look and see the texture and see the grain of the paper. I actually, looking at it closely. Okay, I can see all the individual lines from the artwork. I mean, that is, and this is all very old artwork. I'm fairly sure it's all out of copyright, but that's a beautiful drawing there. You know, with, I think it's a, I don't know how it's done, but it's very intricate lines, and I can see all the lines for sure. There's great work there. But I can also see the texture of the paper. Do you see the texture of the paper? Do you see how there's you can, maybe my camera probably isn't good enough. I don't think my camera is good enough, but I can see the pulp. I can feel it. It's not just a frictionless surface. It's got, and the physical aspects of the object transforms it. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. But that is my brilliant thing today. It's all about the physicality. And let's move on. At this point, feel free to comment, ask questions, thumb, like, follow. You can ask silly questions if you want. You can join in on video if you want. Because, as I said before, it is a friendly Friday forum. And we will do all sorts of things. If people are up for it, I might play a digital game, because that's the world we live in. We might play maybe the fibbage, Enough About You, or we might have a conversation. Let me check out. Okay, so Robin's. Ah, okay, I see what Robin's talking about. Okay, so I'm just going to share this screen. So this, what Robin was talking about, is these ones where you twist the ball and then you've got to try and get the ball around with the holes. And it's not a, yeah, it's outside of the scope of Board Game Geek, but that's a, yeah, fun physical thing. And I get what you mean. This is all about the dexterity. Like, I'm actually thinking of skiers. Congregate. Let's see if I can find it. Probably I might actually. There's. Oh, I can't find it. I thought I would be able to find skiers. This is an old game that I used to do. That I did, and it's all about moving the mouse. It's very much as a dexterity game that uses the mouse, and it couldn't be really. If you took it to another platform, you'd have to think about it in a very different setting. It's very much all about the controller again, and something that plays to the strengths of the medium that you're focusing on, I think allows you to just do more with your craft. I rarely play digital games without being at least able to talk to the other players, says Alex. Even without the physicality, it's important to me to have that social element. 100%. I do enjoy, as a student, as a curious person in board games. For example, I went off and what Q-Birds. Like, I played Q-Birds a few times until I won. I played just going through Board Game Arena and trying to try out all the games. And I'm probably going to do some streams at some point where I'm like, that's the thing I enjoy doing, just going on and just playing through lots of games. And if someone wants to join me in playing through a whole bunch of games on Board Game Arena, I would be totally up for it. We could do it right now, potentially. And I would enjoy that as a, hey, we're talking to each other, and there's definitely some games that come alive that way. For example, Can't Stop. Who was that by? Was that Sid Saxon? Let me double check. Can't Stop. Can't Stop. Oh, Can't Stop Board Game Geek. Sorry about this. Just, I think it was Sid Saxon, but I can't quite remember. And I'm actually going to change this thing to just chatting. Or, oh no, yes, it was Sid Saxon. Yeah, great designer, also made a choir and lots of other things, and has 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 7 artists doing different versions. And so, yeah, like something like Can't Stop, if you're able to talk to other people, there's a whole cajoling of, yeah, you can keep going. And when you have something like Martian Dice, I can imagine that having some levity to it, some enjoyment, as you kind of acknowledge the fact that, yes, Bez was incredibly unlucky yet again, and despite Bez taking the Martian defenders every single time there were too many tanks, and Bez just stood no chance of getting any points at all that round, which frankly is just annoying and is not my favourite way to play a game, but at least if I'm with other people and are able to join in that acknowledgement of the ridiculous nature. Mike loves physical things too, but they take a lot of space. I almost gave all my books away because I didn't have the place. I understand that 100%. Now, I was talking to a sibling about this, who was saying that my sibling just is happy to get rid of all their videos, all their tapes. And whilst I was here, excuse me one moment, said, yeah, if you want to get rid of all my videos, all my tapes, then that's totally fine. And I didn't actually take the time to do that. I might do it when I come back, maybe at the end of the year or something, or when hopefully the charity shops will be open and it's just a case of taking them down. Because videos you actually see on the screen. But books, yes, that's the thing. You have to prioritize. Maybe it's just you keep your 2 or 3 favorite books, but even if it's not books, is it like with the cards? Because surely there's at least one deck of cards, something like that. It comes with you through your life. And look, I'm not saying I'm a fan of Rummy. I'm clearly not a fan of Rummy. And please, if you're willing to play other games, please don't ask me to play Rummy again. I would, The only reason, I'm only willing to play it if you're like my top, basically only if you're my parents do you get to play Rummy with me. Because clearly that is one of my parents' favorite games. And yeah, anyway. But yeah, having physical board games, what would we do if we didn't have the physical cards? Like, sure, some board games are so big and take so much space, and it's ridiculous. Let me actually, this isn't a particularly big box, but Fruit Spy, this is just a game that I've got nearby. Does it need to be so big? Probably not. Okay, the first thing I see is that when I remove the instructions, everything else is this much smaller. When I take out the boards, well, they've got these separations, and it's nicely presented, don't get me wrong, but these things could be a wee bit smaller. It's not even as if it's a regular size, is it? And with Friday, there's a thing in there as well. What's the thing that people call it? It's a trench. That's the word. And with Friday, it's not as bad because at least you've got these that take up the space of the box. But then you open it, there's this trench. It's like, even here, even within this small box, it might seem miserly to begrudge this little bit of extra space here, but when you can have deep sea adventure in such a tiny box, and then going out having such a big gaming experience with a tiny box. And hello, Joanne, it's lovely to see you. We are just talking about how much space physical things take up, and I'm just talking about how I wish that there wasn't this pressure on publishers to to take up more space, because yes, if it's bigger, then it will be more visible, people will play it more often, and on a shop, people will see it, people will buy it more often anyway. But lovely to see you, and thank you as always for joining us. You were just surprised that there was an app version, says Robin. There's also an app version of Jenga, but haven't tried it. That sounds a bit harder to adapt. Multiplayer digital games with no communication are basically just using real people as more interesting AI opponents. Yeah, I would kind of agree with that. On Board Game Arena, there are so many times where if it's like with lucky numbers, there's been times where it's been like, you know what, I don't feel like being social. I just want to try some games and we'll play that. We don't have a big conversation. Maybe I say, hey, good luck, GLHF, good luck, have fun. Or just a quick hi to acknowledge, yes, there's a human on the other side of it. But I don't want to necessarily have especially not when I'm having to type out a big conversation. But yeah. It's difficult to laugh at your own horrible luck unless you have people to laugh with you and sympathize. 100%. And on Board Game Arena, there was a wee bit of that. For sure, when I lost, I was like, someone's like, yeah, that is terrible luck. And I think I went literally 4 rounds where there was literally no way for me to get any points. And the game lasted 5 rounds. And that is sometimes with those kinds of games. Tiny Epic games. Are you saying that Tiny Epic games have too much space in them? Because I know the games you're talking about, but I can't visualize. I'm not intimately familiar with how the boxes are lined out. Alex says, I have a couple of Tiny Epic games and think actually they would be better if they were 50% bigger. Do you know when they made the smaller version? They went with ultra tiny Epic Kingdoms, I think it was. And instead of being in a box about this big, they made it in a box about this big. And then it was pretty much just the top box with even smaller things. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I can imagine it. I've seen app versions of throwing balls at things and knocking down pieces, but it's just not the same. And I'm just saying, says Robin Between, that Tiny Epic games do their best to waste 0 space. I will not disagree. I'm glad to hear that is what you meant, and I'm just plugging myself in. Do apologize. Yep, they're usually in a nice box size, but for me, the usability suffers. I think the size of the piece, but if the box was bigger, but the pieces were the same size, that would be terrible, right? You're asking for the pieces to be bigger. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, if the pieces are the size of the box, let's say I had a version of the L deck that was in a box this size, and the cards were literally this size. Because, seriously, I can think of... I did one time make a version. Where's an A4 page? I once made a version that was literally this size. It was A5, and I got Denim to print it out, and I played it at Now Play This, the London Festival, and all the cards were much bigger. They were on an A5 sheet of paper, and what it meant was that you could see them from across the table. And for sure, if I've got a big deck of cards, then if I have a big box that's this size, then that makes a lot of sense. But what I'm saying is that the box should fit the components and maybe a finger space. So having components that are maybe up to 3 centimeters. Let's think of people with fat fingers. Okay, 3 centimeters more, no more. There is a super tiny Epic Galaxies. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Ultra tiny Epic Kingdom. ultra tiny. Oh yeah, ultra tiny epic galaxies. It wasn't Kingdom. It was ultra tiny epic galaxies. There we go. And let's see if I'm allowed to show any of these images. Commercial use allowed. Oh, there we go. So. So here we go. Ultra tiny, right? Okay. So this is ultra tiny epic galaxies. Thank you, Jon Snow, for uploading this. And this is really small. This is the size of a deck of playing cards, and yeah, these are teeny tiny dice. So this is an A4 mat. So this mat is A4. And yep, there we go. There are the dice. So they look like they are the same size as the dice that I am playing with downstairs. But yeah, I thought that there was an ultra tiny Kingdoms anyway. But yeah. Robin says, I like how they did it in Tiny Epic Western. Wait a minute. Did I forget to actually... Did I actually show that? My mind... Yeah. So, I like how they did it in Tiny Epic Western. It actually has normal size cards. Yeah, you can play it with tweezers and a magnifying glass. Tiny dice suck. They are less fair and lower quality. Yeah, I get it. I think there's something charming about that. But when I look at the box, where's the box again? Yeah, it's in a tuck box. That box is going to be destroyed fairly quickly. Let's be honest. Tuck boxes suck. By which I mean tuck boxes are easily destroyed, and they are... Yeah, they're just not things that last. That's the problem with them. That's my big problem with this, the tuck box. If it was in a nice little box like that, I'd be like, okay, at least it's a cute little novelty. But yeah, even Oink Games has a normal size dice. Pirates of the Spanish Main came with D6s that were about 4 or 5 millimeters across, and yeah, the dice that I've got downstairs that were play testing this game with are a bit too small for my liking. I wish I had some more dice, I might ask. Anyway, if anyone's got anything else that they want to chuck in, let me know. Otherwise, how does everyone feel about maybe playing a wee bit of Jackbox Enough About You? And I am actually going to take off my jumper. As you can probably hear from the fan, it is fairly warm here. So, my favourite box sizes are No Thanks and Shots and Totten size. No Thanks. I can't remember. I know the game. That's kind of like this size but with a bit cut off, right? Is that what No Thanks is like? No Thanks is similar in size to Yogi but with a cardboard box, right? If I get to a game with tiny dice like that, I just substitute a set of my own at home. Yeah, it can be really difficult for eyes, and I think there's a utility and accessibility issue if the dice are just too small. But yeah, in the case of this game, it looks like the dice needed to be that small to fit onto the cards. And it feels like it was very much a, hey, this is like the tiniest version that we could possibly make. Some gimmicks work, some gimmicks not so much. It's basically a double poker Okay. So it's like so it's exactly this size, right? That's what you're talking about, Alex. And Robin says, to be fair, you're meant to replace the dice in Pirates of the Spanish Main. The game came in card packs, but if they included one die, they could technically say the card pack had everything you needed to play. Technically. Yeah. And if you're on a low budget, if you're not printing very many, I can totally understand why a publisher would do that, especially at the point where they are it's expensive doing games. There's not much profit, let's be honest. I'm almost at the point where financially it probably would have been better for me to just like in terms of all the self-published games that I made, like Kitty Cataclysm and the Deck, in a bind, I started making a wee bit of. I went into the black for sure. I think like the Deck, I went into the black, but it's with the Deck. If I'm in the black, when I consider the convention prices, which I needed those conventions to sell any of the game, like the fact that I've sold literally, I'm going to say, yeah, I did. Yeah, I was selling about maybe 2 copies a month until I finally sold out during the pandemic, by which I mean during the last 13 months. And it's like, yeah, when I'm selling literally 2 copies a month, how am I going to make that work? But when I went to conventions, okay, I was able to make it work. I was able to actually sell a whole bunch of things. I was able to sometimes sell some copies to shops, and that was great. But yeah, if I've made a profit from Deck and Kitty Cataclysm, bearing in mind that I've been basically doing this as pretty much a full-time job since 2017, because before 2017, that was some years that I spent within a bind and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty much been it's been of the order of maybe like 200, 300 pounds, something like that, if there's any profits at all. And so when you're talking about minuscule profits, when you're talking about just struggling to break even, because I actually consider these fairly successful games, and that's the notable thing, that it's not like these games didn't sell well. I managed to sell out. I managed to sell 3,000 copies of this. I managed to sell the thousands of the Kitty Cataclysm that I printed. And do you know what I mean? When you're looking at profits that are like that, yes, I 100% understand why you would want to do something like this. But yeah, that is the end of that rant. So I put it forward to you people. Would you like... just, if I say a weird number like that, just assume that I meant 1,000 rather than single. Yeah, 3 copies. It reminds me of when I was talking to Vince. Oh, do you think if I sell 20 of this? And Vince was, what, 20 copies? That's not... Oh, I meant 20,000. And Vince was, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And so, anyway. But yeah, anyway. But in the app, if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. If you want to bring up anything, then feel free to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to suggest that if we have at least 2 people interested, would you be up for playing a wee bit of Jackbox Party Pack Enough About You before we finish? I am going to do Enough About You. There we go. Let me chuck it in. Hey, it's 3 more than I've sold, says Robin. Unless you count unofficial expansions. Oh, you can keep going and have it's a lot of work. I mean, it's down to what you want to prioritize with your life. This is my passion. This is what I really want to do. This is what I want, what I really, really want. And it's not just to zigga, but also to make some games and have other people gaming. And Mike says Mike is going off to clean the house. Lots of love. I hope you have a good time with that, and I hope you are feeling productive. But okay, so Robin says it's one of their passions as well. And I was never trying to dispute that. I was never trying to claim that. But also I do have the privilege that I don't have any dependents. I don't have anyone that I need to, who's relying upon me. I can be very cheap. I can basically just buy literally peanuts for a few meals and some vitamin supplements, and that's okay. And buy things that's reduced price. And yeah, it's I can make it work. I can spend a lot of hours on it, and if I'm being honest, it's not the healthiest thing, but yeah, giving up on a lot of other things. And there's the choice of and there was definitely a point in my life where, and if anyone wonders, yep, I'm doing the stretching as Stream Elements reminds me to do every 37 minutes. So, but it wasn't meant to be a value judgment at all, so I hope you didn't get that impression. Anyway, I am looking for Steam, that's the one. So, who is up for playing a quick game of Enough About You on Jackbox Party Pack? It is very simple. You need to be able to type things in, and it takes about 15-ish minutes. And yeah, it's a short one. We lie about ourselves, and then we try to work out which are the lies and which are the truths. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And the presenter will remind us of all the rules anyway. So if that sounds like, let's have some fun. I'm glad to hear that. Sharing my screen. There we go. What's this one all about? Okay, that screen. That is the screen that I want to show you. And we're going to play Fibbage Free, Enough About You. Let me Oh, by the way, one link that I wanted to share before I forget is that I have a competition. I was going to, I think there's been 6 or 7 people who've entered. The winner will get one of the cat drawings, or actually, sorry, it's not. You know what? Yeah, let's say the winner gets any of my cat drawings, or the winner can get any one of my games that they've chosen. So that I've designed. So if you are interested in that, please write down a joke or recommend a guest for a future episode on Twitter. And we've got some great jokes that I will talk about in a later bit. But so what you need to do is go to jackbox.tv, which I am doing myself. Oops. Why is Safari up? Quit that. Sorry about that. There's going to be a 4-letter code that you will enter, and the 4-letter code is LSQM. LSQM. If you're interested to play the game, oh, bye Joanne. I hope that you have a wonderful morning, because Joanne's based in America, and so Joanne, yep, I hope you have a wonderful morning, and I hope you have a good time. Alex says, alas, Alex is working, so cannot join in. That makes total sense, in which case I might say that this is not a game that we can play. If anyone else wants to, if we find someone else who wants to play, then of course we could play, but there are 3 players minimum, so I'm going to call it, I'm going to say it probably looks like it's not going to happen today, unfortunately. Let me tell you some of the excellent jokes that were shared by people entering my competition earlier. So for my competition, I said, I mean, if you wanted, Robin, I could actually do an impromptu one of my own word games that works perfectly fine with 2 players. If you fancy playing something, let me actually change the Twitch again to category board games. Let's get rid of Jackbox Party Pack. Sorry about that. And why? If you would like to play a word game, then I can totally run that. Otherwise, remove. Stop sharing. It seems so. It does seem so, Robin, that you are the only viewer who is able to play right now. The other thing that I might do is just to read out some jokes and then to potentially play a quick video game for half an hour before. So, let's go through the jokes. David says, how do you tell the difference between a weasel and a stoat? A weasel is weaselly recognized and a stoat is totally different. Why did a scarecrow get a certificate? Because he was outstanding in his field. Punchboard Reviews Adam says, at Punchboard UK, what do you call a magic dog? A labracadabrador. Eric says, why did Shakespeare only write in ink? Pencils confused him, to be or not to be. I've heard jokes based on that, like to be or not to be, but never with that exact presentation. I like that. And Rolando, it's an oldie but a goodie. If you have 10 apples in one hand and 10 oranges in another, what do you have? You've got big hands. 2 blue bottles went fly fishing. Maya says, what's the difference between a child and a cat? A cat eats their food and plays with their toys, while the kid eats their toys and plays with their food. And finally, Bones John, how do American bees have a connection with PCs? Because they are known as USBs. So those are the terrible jokes that, yeah. So if you want to supply your own jokes, then please go with that. And yeah, that is that. Anyway, so before I finish up, because I did say this was going to be a relatively quick stream and expect most of the streams to be slightly faster than usual. Oh, Alex has got one. Did you hear about the magic tractor? It was going down the road and then it... I like that. Give yourself 100 points. Yeah, give yourself 100 points. It was going down the road and then it turned into a field. Hello, Yoda. I hope that you're generally well. I don't know whether this is a board game stream or not. I'm eternally confused with what category to put it under. I've changed category, I think, 2 times already today. But if you've got any good jokes, then I guess we're going with jokes. If you've got a board game themed joke, then you'll get bonus, I guess. I don't know what kind of, but yeah. So let me actually look at Flocks and Flock is a game that I've never played before. It looks like it's based. It looks very much similar to Chinese checkers or something. I'm tempted to just spend the last. Yeah, we're doing dad jokes. If you want to, hey, you want me to do a semi-random task? Fine. And there's only 2 tasks in. Oh no, there's 3 tasks left in the thing. Yeah, we're doing dad jokes. So, do you want me to give you a top 3 games list, Alex? Or maybe not that one, that's not my favorite. Or... Bearing in mind, I am going to do all of these at some point in the future, and during my epic stream, there's a possibility of me doing a keyboard. If you choose me to do the total eclipse of the heart backwards right now, I'll probably destroy it afterwards. But if you get me to do it later, then I'll. So that's going to be my choices. Do you want me to do total eclipse of the heart backwards, or do you want me to do a top 3 games list? Whatever happens to the tasks? Yeah. That's what I was asking earlier on today. Why is it a bad idea to iron your 4-leaf clover? Because you shouldn't press your luck. So, Alex, do you want to choose a topic for me to do a quick top 3 games list? Or do you want me to attempt Total Eclipse of the Heart backwards right now? Okay, let's do the games list. Okay, feel free to choose any topic, and I will try and narrow down at least 3 games of that topic. And if there isn't a game, then maybe I'll have to invent one. Did you see my dad joke? Oh wait, no I didn't. I'm sorry, Robin. What do you call an elephant crossed with a rhinoceros? Elefino. I don't get it, but I like it. You know what? You can have 50 points, yeah, just because I appreciate the effort. Alex, can you give 50 points? Wait, Dutch. You know what, Dutch? I'm going to I am going to set level Dutch Yoda 1000. Why does that not work? Level there we go. Level Dutch Yoda. Okay, I'm going to ask you to use this power responsibly, okay? Just because I feel okay, so Yoda, give wait, okay, so there we go. L if I no. Oh, Elefino. Okay. I was pronouncing it Elefino. Elefino. Okay. I thought so. Yeah, I thought it was just like a random thing, like like a badly told joke. Okay, true story. There's a joke where it says, how many legs does a horse have? 6, because it's got 4 legs at the front and rear legs at the back and 2 back legs. So, yeah, 4 legs as opposed to FORE legs, like the front legs. And I, as a small child, I heard this joke and yeah, I didn't understand the pun. So I think I asked people, hey, how many legs does a horse have? And I think I might have been like, 8. It has 4 legs at the front and 4 legs at the back. And then apparently I used to just think, laugh, that's the end of the joke. And then, yeah, people would laugh because of this small child saying, laugh, that's the end of the joke. And then, so anyway, but yeah, I thought, yeah, that's actually a fairly good joke. Yeah. 4 legs at the front. There we go. And so, designer cardboard, hello. Did you hear about the cheese factory that was demolished in France? Was it? Camembert. Was it destroyed by a common bear? Was it? I don't know. Tell me. There was nothing left but debris. Oh, I like that. Okay, I like that. Okay. I hate it when people say age is only a number. Age is clearly a word. That is true. So, Yoda, give everyone who's given a joke, give them all give everyone 50 points for their jokes. Designer cardboard, yourself, and Robin between. So, and can February, March? No, but April, May. That's terrible. I like it. What was I up to? Oh yes. Top 3 games that I would give to Lady Gaga. So Alex asks, what's our Alex knock knock. Who's there? Who's there? Tell me. Oh my gosh. There's a strange knocking at the window. What's going on? I'm kind of concerned now. Why is there knocking? Who is there? Who's there? Please tell me. Who is there? What's going on, Alex? Are you just knocking? Why is there a knocking at my door? Why is this knocking while I snore? While I think. Indeed, this knocking on my chamber door as I think of the one that I call Lenore. Who's there? Okay, it's Europe. No, I don't know this one. Europe who? Oh. Oh, I get it. Yeah, Europe who, okay. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. 50 points for that. Boom. Europe who. And I guess the answer would be, why would you call me something like that? Okay. So, top 3 games I would give to Lady Gaga. Okay, I'm thinking, what would Lady Gaga want? I think Lady Gaga wants something outlandish. I think Lady Gaga, I don't get it. You are a poo. Like, you're a poo. Europe poo. Yeah. Which days are the strongest? Saturday and Sunday, the rest are weekdays. Yes. Okay. Give Yoda 50 points for that as well. Congratulations, Yoda. And yeah. Anyway, so now the question is, what are free games I would give to Lady Gaga? Okay, so Lady Gaga has lots of people that Lady Gaga would maybe want to play games with. I am actually thinking maybe I'm actually thinking Yogi might work well, especially Yogi Guru and Yogi mixed in together. That if that counts as one game, that's what I would give. I'm thinking Lady Gaga likes being a bit weird. I'm thinking Monstrosity. Because then everyone gets to draw these weird things. I'm assuming that they have to be published, but if they don't, I like that. Yep. When does a joke become a dad joke? When it becomes apparent. But yeah, so let me actually. So first game, everyone should know Yogi Guru. You're kind of contorting. Yogi Guru adds the wild cards, which is why I'm actually thinking if we could have Yogi stop Guru and send that over, because then that would be all the people in Lady Gaga's party, and Lady Gaga would be able to play that with everyone. Game number 2, Monstrosity by Eric Slauson. Let me actually find Monstrosity to show you. Monstrosity is a great game where some people are trying to describe something based on their memory, and some people are trying to draw that thing, and then you've got all these really, really weird monsters. And I think the visuals would appeal to Lady Gaga. Also, the fact that apparently it goes up to 8 players, but you could go up higher if you really wanted. I think that's a good shout. Oh, apparently none of these pictures are something that I'm allowed to show. Oh well. Apparently Lady Gaga fans are known as little monsters. There you go. So, yeah, what would be a good third game? And I'm going to link to Monstrosity so that people can hear about that. And even though it's Yogi Guru from 2019, yeah, if I could only choose one, I think Lady Gaga has enough. So third game, something for a high player count, something where people can be energetic, something where that might involve singing, something maybe that involves performance. Maybe Lady Gaga likes to have some sexy time sometimes. I don't know. Any of these things might be good. Okay. What I'm actually going to look at what's Doodles. That's a good one. Doodles only plays a few people. Maybe none of the games that have. Let's imagine that this is the only things that Lady Gaga's got. Maybe we need to make sure that there's a 1 or 2 player game here. We need to make sure that there's something for fewer people. I am tempted by Doodles. I'm not going to go with it. I'm just looking through what I've. If only I had my collection on Board Game Geek. This is what. Maybe some sorts of roll and write. Maybe probably not an abstracts game. Maybe some juggler. No, that's a terrible. Okay, My City. No. Something simple. Something. Not like the campaign for North Africa. Definitely not that. Probably not Twilight Imperium. I'm probably not. TikTok Woodsman might be a good one, even though I said that I was looking for a 1-player game, and I still am. But in the absence of anything else, I think TikTok Woodsman, because I imagine with a party that Lady Gaga's throwing, you want something with a lot of table presence. You want something where, 2 people can play TikTok Woodsman. 2 people can play it. You can play it with 4 people. If you've got 30 people at a party, you can leave it set up. and then have people popping over to play it. So that's what I'm going to go with. Yeah, let me stick with that. Tick-tock woodsman. That was a good topic, Alex. I like that. And why is it not woodsman? Why can't I find it on? TikTok woodsman, wherever that is. Woodsman, board game geek. Why? TikTok woods. Okay, it's Talk Woodsman. Is that what Oh, is it Talk Woodsman? Really, it's Talk Woodsman. Wait, tack. Wow, it's Talk Woods. It's Talk Woodman. Wow, I did not realize that that was the actual name of the game. Wow, there we go. Yeah, it is Talk without any K. And yeah, let me share some photos if I am allowed. Whilst, okay, there's 3 photos that I am allowed to show. So yeah, Talk Woodman, also known as Tack Jack, apparently. So a lovely game where you're hitting the bits, and I just think it looks good. It's simple to play, and people could play it quite easily. We had some facetious comments bigging up Gloomhaven, or I don't know, My City. I assume this is. There's an app version of Gloomhaven now, and it boggles my mind. I don't get it. Is it a different sound effect in other languages? I have no idea. Also, Click Clack Lumberjack, although I am not. Yeah, let's not talk about the fact that, in my opinion, Cephayat appears to have done some somewhat scummy things. Yeah, there's lots of a controversy in terms of how, yeah, they kind of redesigned the game that they just lost the license to, and it's totally legal but kind of scummy. Anyway, Gloomhaven is a huge game to play on such a small screen. I mean, you can use a tablet, but it supports mobile phones too. But yeah. Anyway, so for Lady Gaga, my top 3 games, and let me actually try and put these into some sort of order. Although I am clearly biased about one of them. Let's say that number... Wait a minute, did I... Do I need to order them for a top 3? Or can they just be... These are all joints first? Because Talk Woodman is number 3 to 1. Yogi Guru is number 3 to 1. And Monstrosity is number 3 to 1. Of games that I would give to Lady Gaga. There you go. And so, yeah. Whoops. I meant to get rid of that thing. At this point, I am tempted to stop the stream and finish up early. I am also slightly tempted to try out a game called Fox and Flock, which I have never played before, but one person that I know has played it and has gotten... Wow. Oh wait, no, it doesn't show which achievements they got for that particular game. But is that related to Fox and Geese? It doesn't look related. You know what? I am going to load up this game for the first time ever. Oops, that took my entire screen. How do I make this not full screen? I can't see an option to make it not full screen so I can see the thingy comments at the same time. Share screen again. Why is it not working? Steam. So let me know if you are actually seeing it now. Let's try the quick game and let's see if I can work it out. Strongly advise that you play the tutorial first. Oh man, I mean, if it's strongly advised, then I guess I should try it. Welcome to the ball, gents. Oh, it's not one of us. This is most curious. Nonetheless, mayhap it can help us out with a little problem. We are in quite a bind. You see, this is why In a Bind was a good title, because then you start talking about, oh, they're in a bind, and then you think of it. But that's also a reason why In a Bind and Yogi are both terrible titles, because they're hard to Google. There are whispers of uncultured foxes in the ballroom. How they got in is beyond me. This is precarious, quite a precarious situation, as they mean us great harm. However, the doors are locked, and the ball must go on. Let me just check to see if you were actually seeing this. And morning, Michael. Bez can't see what your black screen is showing. Oh man. Apparently, so could you not see any of that game? This is no good. How do I get it to not be full screen? I want options. I would like to dance towards the gentleman to my left. Please select the tile under me to allow me to dance to the left. Options, there we go. Now we quit to menu, quit to desktop, or back. That's not very quit to menu. This is hopeless. The flock has lost the will to continue. No, I can't find a way to make it. I'm just going to quit this. I can't find. I saw some of it. So was it kind of coming and going? So when I. Yeah. I guess I just. Let's ignore that. That is. I'm going to finish up at this point. It feels like it might be a good game. I have no idea. I was saying earlier on Idle Michael that if we were up for it, then I would play one quick game of Jackbox, All About You. And if you are here and you are willing to play, I would love to have you join in. If you have the time, if you don't, that is totally understandable. It does look a whole lot like Fox and Geese, though. It's a medieval game. This does look a whole lot like... Oh, you copy-pasted it. That's totally... One thing that I know does actually work. Let me... Let me... change the thing and super... I will have 2 lives of Super Puzzle Platformer Deluxe unless someone wants to suggest something. I'm doing final prep for tomorrow, says Idle Michael. Last overlay to finish. Well, I hope that's... So for those who don't know, and Michael, you're a VIP, so feel free to actually let me shout out Idle Mikael, but check out Idle Michael, and tomorrow, I believe it's at 7 p.m, right? That we're going to be doing a thing, and I'm going to be there at 6:45 to have a wee bit of early... It's going to be some sort of thing that Michael can tell you all about. So before I finish up, I am going to show you this one game which I started playing last week, which is a weird... the world's greatest quiz, according to Idle Michael, with the best prizes. I thought you said that there were terrible prizes. Alex. Oh, Alex. Anyway, so I did play this for about half an hour on my own after I finished the thing. Basically, we've got these 5 characters. This one shoots guns in 2 directions, which doesn't seem that helpful, to be honest. This one only punches things next to it, which seems unhelpful. This one's the starting character, which jumps, and you can see here's the ninja, who can jump better, is faster, but has less power. I feel like these 3 are the best ones so far. The jetpack can literally go all the way up to the top. I'll show you the jetpack, and the aim of the game so far seems to be to get more of these crystals, and with the crystals I unlock more levels. So I'm trying... They're the best terrible prizes you ever did see. Drummond's, am I a joke to you? And Alex reduced their points by 50 and added 50 points to Robin. You know, you can do actual give, although I can't remember how you do that. I think it's !give if you want to give your points to other people, and also if you if you want to check how many points you have or whatever, then and you can do leaderboards as well. That is where all the people... Anyway, so this is a really... So in this game, when you destroy something of one certain color, all the attached thing... Oh my gosh, I just lost. Did I say that? Okay, I'll do 3 lives, okay? So that didn't... So when you... Okay, I need to be aware. Okay, so like, if I were to destroy this... Oh, fuck! Okay, man, this... Okay, so I'm better off picking a color, and maybe I destroy everything that isn't green. Because if I destroy everything that isn't green, then there's more green to go away, and you get... Come on, charge up my... Oof. Why is my jetpack not working? Come on, jetpack, work! I think I need the ninja. Jetpack isn't any... No, something's gone wrong with the jetpack. I don't know what's going on. Something weird's happening. I don't know why my jetpack isn't working. But you get what's going on. You're basically trying to accumulate more things of one color, but it feels like I'm fairly sure that the game is kind of bugged right now, because I should be able to go up. Come on. Okay. No, there's something messed up going on. And then eventually get these difficult obstacles that are going to kill you because the jetpack just isn't working. Anyway, yeah. You don't have to apologize. That is totally fair. And thanks for being here, Alex. I do appreciate it. I am going to escape to the main menu and go and select the ninja. The ninja is the best. I've just decided. Whoa, this is... Whoa, that seemed to be really glitching for a moment. Okay, let's go to the cooking caves one last time. And I am going to stop after this, no matter what. Okay, unless it's glitched, in which case it doesn't count. Okay, so now my ninja's working, okay, boom. And the ninja's a bit weaker. Can't destroy things so easily. I've got to pick a colour. Which colour do I pick? Maybe I pick blue or pink. Okay, maybe I pick pink. I don't know. I'm going to try and keep the pink things. And yep, there's a whole bunch of pink things, which is good. Boom. Okay, nice. Okay. Now, what I ideally want is for all the pinks to connect everywhere. And so I want to not destroy anything pink until everything connects. And then I want, because you pretty much get the square. So if you've got, like, if you destroy one thing at once, you get 1 point. If you destroy two... Oh! Oof! If you destroy two things at once, you get 4 points. 3 things, you get 9 points, and so forth. Okay. Oof. Okay. Come on. Oh no. Come on. Pink. Okay, I want a pink and... Ah! Oh, phew. Okay, phew. Okay. So, like, if you've already collected some of the gems, it's like Sonic, where you don't totally die, you just lose some of the triangles. But, okay. Now, destroy these pinks. I mean, the greens. Because then there's more chance of the pinks falling down that bit. Okay, and I can destroy that. Okay. Yeah, I risk it. Okay, jump out. Boom. Okay, now the pinks are all connected. Now I destroy everything. Now I'm going to get some big rewards. Unless I tempt fate and keep going. Okay, let's tempt fate a little bit. Okay, let's keep going for a tiny bit more. Want to make... Okay. What? I think I'm a bit scared. I'm going to destroy everything now. Okay, come on. Don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Okay, we can... Come on. Yep. See, the ninja is weak. So weak. Ninja is so weak. Ooh. I've got an invulnerability star. Okay, so now maybe I destroy the greens. Ooh, boom. And the way that you destroy all the things with skulls is by destroying something that's adjacent to it. Oof, that was close. So, come on, get rid of that obstacle, and oof, this is where it gets trickier. And I am level 2, so like when you're higher levels, you don't actually die. So as long as I'm level 2, I'm not going to die with that, but then the skull does actually kill you instantly. So that's the thing to worry about. So it's all about, oof, and that would also kill me instantly. Oh my gosh. So, like, that's the skull, yep, there we go, we've gotten rid of that. Brilliant. And if I destroy that, that's going, oof. I think oof. Not good. Okay. Oh no. Come on. No. I'm on level 1. Okay, I've got to destroy some... Yay! I unlocked the treasure chest. Did you see that? Yay! I get one of my magic gems. Yeah. I get my invulnerability star. Boom. And I'm on level 2 again. Boom. Nice. Okay. Let's get one of these little blue things down here. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's going to kill me instantly, so let's... Oh no! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, okay. That was the end. I said that would be my last life. Whew. Wow. Wow, that's an adrenaline rush. Yeah. Hey, I got 1,891 points. That seems pretty good. Nope, I am quitting. Come on, close that window. There we go. Keeping to the restrictions that I said. And Robin says, the first obstacle was funny. The rest wasn't your fault. No, don't. And sorry, I'm not very good at checking the comments while but I do appreciate all the people, like, yeah, you know what I mean, all the support. But yeah, this is actually quite, I do like the game. I do like it. And I've apparently gotten, how many awards? I've unlocked 4 of the achievements out of 40. And so, yeah, I'm not that great at it yet. But, yeah, lots of love. Anyway, this is where I'm going to do a recap and a wrap up. And I'm going to set the channel back to board games. Or, yeah, I don't know what this is. I guess I'm just chatting. The whole notion of what's your thing on... Do I want to put it music because I'm about to sing for a moment? No, I'm not. It's a weird one. The whole categories on Twitch. Do you know what I mean? I understand it's meant to be what you are primarily. But basically, it's been Friday. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead of you. And we started off talking about what's going well with us. We talked about dogs recovering. We talked about enjoying games together. We talked about, heading off for a picnic. We had a whole bunch of terrible jokes. I talked about a competition that I've got running on Twitter. We talked about board games that we would give to Lady Gaga, and I decided on Tok Tok Woodman, Yogi Guru, and what was the last one? Monstrosity. We talked about box sizes. We talked about candles in games, all sorts of things, and it has been lovely. Yeah, that is pretty much what Just Chatting feels like to me. But Just Chatting feels like it... Just Chatting, to me, suggests that there's no real topic. Do you know what I mean? I like telling Dad jokes. Sometimes he laughs. This is one that can only work when it's written down. Yeah, that's a written joke. I like telling Dad jokes, or I like telling Dad jokes. Anyway, but it has been lovely. And let me reaffirm what I said right at the start. Where... Oh, yeah. Maybe today I played a game. As always, on a Friday, it's really about you. I really am quite interested in all the things that you do. How are you? I hope you're well. If not, please know you can share and tell. How was your week? Any highlights, lessons learned, gaming delights? What are you looking forward to? What are the things you are trying to do? We might get into a deep discussion, but we'll dip out again for silly action. And if you're cool, you can join me on camera, even if briefly. Jump in, jump out, but please don't shout, and mute yourself if making much noise when you're not chatting. Respectful questions and comments were a go, and we were quite silly for the entire show. We played a game of Super Puzzle Platformer Deluxe, and I died 3 times. The first time I just said, oh shucks. And it was a bit of fun, and I hope you had a smile. And if you wish to join in, I'll see you in but a short while. Tomorrow I'll be back again at 10 a.m. UK time. I'll be chatting with Anna, Matt, Antoinette, and Yoda. And I won't be drinking wine, but of course we'll be talking about reviews and media and those things. And if you want to jump in, well, it's probably not the moment, but do so now if you wish to bring your presence into the show. Anyway, so as I like to do at the end of every show, I ask over to you, what are you up to? You can share, but only if you want to. Oh, thank you very much. So tell me, it doesn't matter whether it's big or small. I care if it matters to you. I care about it all. I'm interested to know what you're up to right now. I'm interested to know what you're up to when I power down. I'm interested to know what you are hoping for next week, and whether it's happy and positive, or even if you're feeling a little bleak. Don't feel like you aren't in a position to share. Please do know that. I really do care. So what am I up to? I am going to send an email to someone, going to probably have a bit of a walk, write out some descriptions for the shows next week, try and make sure that that's all set up. Then I've got another dinner making date with parents number 2. Tonight we're likely to make chorește carafes, which is kind of celery with lots of greens and a bit of lime. Designer Cardboard went for a hike today. Nice. A new game arrived that I'm looking forward to having a play this weekend. Yeah. What game did you get? What game was sent? Robin recently got King Domino. That's a lovely one. Have you managed to have a chance to play it yet? I think that's by Bruno. Is that by Fiduti? Let me double. Is it by Fiduti? King Domino. Board Game Geek. Is Kafala, that's the one. Bruno Kafala, artist Cyril Bouquet, and published by, according to Board Game Geek, 25 different publishers. That's pretty good going. Yeah, so well done to Bruno Kafala. That is a quality game. Nice, simple, approachable. Oh, you've not played it once? Yeah, that's well, at least you know it's a game that you like, and hopefully once all these things finish up, you'll be able to have a bit of a go on it. Is there anything that you're looking forward to over the next week or so? And Designer Cardboard has Brussels 1893 still in shrink wrap. Ooh, I think I might have played this one where, yeah, there's some. I remember it. I don't remember much about it, but being quite interesting. But I hope you have a lot of fun, and I hope you have a good time playing that this weekend. So if anyone else has anything else that they want to share, then please do. If you have enjoyed this, then of course, feel free to share, spread the word. If you want to look at my next streams, then look at stuffbybez.com/streams. That will tell you that tomorrow I am doing my media making thing that I mentioned. Tomorrow evening, I'm on Idle Michael's stream channel. Sunday, I'm going to be reviewing a bunch of books that I have been reading while I'm up here. Monday with Flavian Loisier. Tuesday, integration of arts and graphics, having a deep discussion, followed by playing some Balanceable, a tricky word game in the evening. Meeting Ethan, who's from the Mind Sports Olympiad, on Wednesday. Thursday, I will be doing some musical shenanigans. I will be playing some music, although it will be a relatively quick show. And Friday, it will be a Friendly Friday Forum, another relatively quick show before I head off to my regular address. And yeah. Nice. Go on. You know what? Give yourself 25 points. Give yourself 25 points. Robin remembers Bruxelles 1893. It looks cool visually. I 100% agree. I can imagine all the Art Deco. It's like that Alphonse Mucha. It kind of reminds me of that. Yeah, worker placement. Oh yeah, designer cardboard's on the southern hemisphere, so it's autumn. But you know, you're in a winterless country, right? I mean, you don't really have winter. You don't have the cold. You don't have the snow. You don't have things like that going on. Art Nouveau, yeah. Thank you for correcting me. And so, yeah, enjoy. Nice. Give Robin 50 points. Yeah, or yeah, you decide. You decide, Yoda. 50, 25, I don't. Something of that ilk. I don't know what it should be. Some sort of reward. But that's a pretty good reply. Yeah, if you want to know my future streams, then I am always going to be streaming at 10 a.m. UK time and 8 p.m. on Tuesdays until June the 10th when I get to episode 400, and then I'll be having the most epic stream yet. And I don't know whether it'll be 24 hours, but I'm considering it. Then I'll have a 3-week break. Might have some extra ones. Yeah, that's why I thought it deserved, an extra thing, like just a spur of the moment wit. I want to appreciate that. Good show, friend. Anyway, so as I said, share, spread the word. I would love to keep chatting to you forever. It's been so much fun. Hello, Shutapopu. We are going to be raiding someone. Please feel free to copy paste that lurk channel. Nerds of the West, let me actually double check if they are actually streaming. Mzaya is also streaming. So let me double check what's going on. I don't think I've ever raided Emma. So what's yeah, let's check out what Emma's doing with. Emma seems to be doing some real life bird watching and doing some sort of little camera with himself. So Yoda. Yeah, 50 points. On you go. Yoda, give yourself 50 points. So, yep. Lots of love. Just so much love for you all. It has been such a pleasure. I appreciate all the positivity. And this is the point where I am going to bid you adieu. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And now we get to the bye-bye song. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. And bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye, Robin. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye, Yoda, or Netherlands, or Yoda, or whatever. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, designer cardboard. Bye. And yeah, that's the end. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.